back here on another Tuesday night under lights here on Couch Coach Live. What's going on, Mal?
What's going on, man? How
Not
you doing?
much. Just good, man. Just March Madness. Just a
Yeah.
lot's going on. Just tired. But yeah, we here.
Yeah. Oh, man, you seem like you better be tired. I see you living your dream, bro. I was like,
Yeah,
I know we
man.
talked a little bit off air, but I was like, man, you Madison Square Garden. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
How was that experience, man?
It was good. It was cool. It was one of those where it was crazy to think that I've been as a spectator before in
Right.
2015, and then I fast forward 11 years later being a part of media, which I thought it was really cool. Obviously, having that opportunity, obviously with covering Georgetown, and
Mm-hmm.
it's funny. It's one of the things where I think apply, like, just do it. I think that was
Right.
the mindset of it. Just do it. I seen
Mm-hmm.
it. Obviously, like I said about as far as covering Georgetown. So obviously, I get those emails and I get those like as far as like they forwarded the emails to apply for the credential for it. And I like whatever. I ain't gonna do it. Then I applied for it and then end up getting the opportunity to cover the championship game, the Big East championship game. So yeah, it was cool.
Right.
It was a good experience. It was something where it's like, wow, it's it was like a surreal feeling, like, yeah. But I mean, it was overall a great experience.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, man.
Like, for real.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. So yeah, man, it was pretty good, and hopefully, next year with the 18 being in Brooklyn, and then obviously the Big East going to Big East still be in Madison Square Garden. So maybe next year, Lord willing, and keep, be two places at once potentially. So we shall see, and we'll just play it how it is, and hopefully those things can come to fruition next year. Like I said,
right.
Lord willing, and yeah. So, yep.
Man,
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
living the dream, bro.
Man, hey, got to. That's the thing
Right.
about it, where it's like, hey, eh, the opportunity presented itself. I had
Right.
to, kind of stop getting in my way and just do it.
Right.
So that was one
Right.
of the things where it's like, and I kept on contemplating even when I found out last week, like, oh, should I really go? Like,
Right.
yes, so it's one of the things where it's just like, you get those opportunities, you just go and you just
Right.
do it, and
So,
and why
um,
not?
I know we off topic, but so by you going and being a new journalist, sports journalist, do you, by you taking that opportunity, do you feel like, did you meet people and they say, hey, they might pick you again?
Well, more so of it was some people it's some people I knew already
Right.
previously
Okay.
that I knew, but as far as the communication people with the Biggies, I didn't get the opportunity to talk with them. But
Okay.
it's just one of the situations with obviously covering Georgetown and having those opportunities. So more than likely, those opportunities will continue, and probably I would
Okay.
assume as we do more coverage of Georgetown basketball next year, which is my plan. Because honestly,
Okay.
I did it on a whim because I was covering the football team, and I was like, well, let me see if I can get into a few basketball games. So then I was able to
Right.
get basketball games, develop a rapport with their communication director, and then obviously then being a part of their email list distribution list. So like I
Right.
just posted, one of the about KJ Lewis, one of the media, not one of the media, but one of the press releases from Georgetown that I actually put on my story. So it's just one of the things where the steps of it, where covering them and then getting an opportunity to actually be on their email distribution list, so that gives me opportunities, like almost similar to like
Right.
VCU, where where if anything goes on with the program, I get the
Hmm.
emails, this and that third, and even like like to cover the tournaments and all this type of stuff. You get those type of emails from them. Obviously the communication directors they forward it to the people who cover the team. So I think as the Georgetown my coverage of Georgetown increases between now and wherever, it'll uh, see the possibility of covering it is probably highly likely in the future,
Right.
almost similar to like with the 18, where
Right.
I have established myself in the 18, obviously, especially on the women's side, and
Mm-hmm.
also on the men's side. So it's all about that as well. So probably if more likely I could probably be able to cover it again going forward.
Um, you're 2 steps, so probably 2 or 3 steps away from being the dude to cover the Commanders. Is what you do that, because I'm sitting here thinking about you. I was like, man, he sure is surrounding that situation. That's probably one of your dreams to do that, right?
I don't know. I think I'd be too emotionally invested in that. Even though I'm starting to become
Right.
emotionally invested, especially now with VCU and Carolina playing Thursday, and
Yeah.
my nerves are gonna be shot. I will be
Right.
completely honest. Like people think I hate that it happened. When I seen
Right.
North Carolina at 6, I knew VCU was gonna be 11 seed, and
Right.
I seen that. My heart almost dropped. I was like, no, this
I
cannot
seen your
happen.
post.
Like,
Yeah.
it sucks, but yeah. So,
That's what it is.
but yeah, but it's a few steps with the Commanders. Like that's where I probably have to have like a Commander centric stuff and more
Mm-hmm.
content on that end. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I thought about it, and I've had and I know it's a possibility. Like
Yeah, it really
I
is.
definitely may not be through Couch Coach Live, but through other outlets, which
Right.
I wouldn't say we're in talks of it, but it's brewing. I'll put it that way. So it's a possibility for sure.
Yeah,
So
definitely showing
just kind
itself a
of
little bit.
yeah, for sure. We'll bring in
Right.
X real quick, and X actually we'll talk to X about his everything that happened in Charlotte. So we'll get him here.
Okay.
So what's going on, X? Fresh out of Charlotte.
Oh man. Hey man, what's going on, fella? What's going on?
What's going on, X?
Fresh from the Mecca?
Hey, X.
Fresh from the Mecca? What's
Hey,
up,
man.
Maui?
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, X, go give it to you. I gotta keep it going. You know what I mean?
What's up? What's up?
That's chilling. So, hey, man.
I
So
was,
I
and
heard
it's
you just got
funny.
back from.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. We all got a delay. I just want everybody to know that. Go ahead, Coach.
And it was funny. I was watching y'all game when I came back because I was finishing up my article at the end of that Duke and Virginia game. So that's how think about man XO out there.
Man, hey man. That was a good game. Man, it was a good game.
It was.
I mean, UVA missed some key free throws in the last couple minutes that kind of swayed the decision, but man, it was a really good game. Like UVA's defense was A1 against Boozer, but then you had his brother Caden and Isaiah Evans and Saw step up big time, knock down key shots. So man, great game.
Yeah. I wish I could say the same on our end. It was pretty much a domination by St. John's. It was so crazy. And
what
it
happened?
was so, but by that game. I mean, essentially, St. John's. I think they went on like a 13-0 run to start the game, and I mean, they pretty much stayed. Pedal to the metal. UConn kind of got down. I think like 7 points in like midway through the second half. Other than that, they pulled away, and it's so crazy. It was so loud in there, and it was so crazy. Like I thought the roof was gonna, come down. Like it was so loud and just monstrous. It's crazy. Like it's so crazy. Like how the St. John's faithful came, and it's crazy when it was like a mix because once UConn was making a run, the crowd was getting hype, and then when St. John's was just pouring it on, and it's just, I mean, it was crazy. And then, oh gosh, and going back to the hotel room, all I was hearing, "Let's go, Johnny's." I was like, I'm like from 33rd to 31st Street, all I hear was "Let's go, Johnny's." Even on my way back to the hotel, it's like, guys, like that's all I heard. It's like it's almost like I did got rent free that night. It was like, but it was a ruckus crowd. It was awesome. Like it was, how many people ride for St. John's, and I tell you, old Rick Pitino, boy, Rick know what to do in March.
So look, so did you get a chance to explore MSG?
For the most part, I explored it in ways where it's like I had no choice to explore because I was kind of lost and kind of with no direction. So
okay,
it was it was we'll talk about it one day.
I got you. I got you.
The logistics wasn't the best, but I made the best of it. We'll put it that way. Logistically wise,
did it take you long to find? Did it take you long to find your seat?
Not really, because once I found the chart and I was like, hey, all right, there's like 10th floor. I was like, oh shit. I was at the Raptors, man. I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, hold on. That was on the 10th floor. So I was like, yeah, okay. So they was like, oh, yeah, you gotta take this elevator. You're on the 5th floor now. Then you gotta go up to the 10th floor. I was like, oh, I'm on the 5th floor. Like, okay. I was thinking I was like on the 1st floor. He's like, oh no, you're on the 5th floor. I'm like, what?
So hold on.
Like, huh?
So the actual court is on the 5th floor?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Because when I from the street, because I know I had to go up a tunnel. Then I had to take 2 escalators up. So I thought presumably on the 3rd or 2nd floor or whatever. Because it wasn't a large escalator. It's a regular escalator. And then I said, well, what's the court? And it was like, the court's on the 5th floor. I was like, huh?
Yeah. I vaguely remember that. Not me, but I remember an incident with Spike Lee. He was talking about it.
That's crazy.
I can see. I understand now because they treated Spike like that. It's crazy. But
because he can't. I think he was saying like he even go to like people go through one way and he went through a certain way that was like 2 blocks up from the regular walkway to get in. So it must be huge.
It is. It's huge because like it's so funny. Because they tell you, like, okay, well, you need to go. I'm thinking, like, next door. They talk about, like, 2 blocks away. I'm like, oh, that's not next door. Yes, because I started on 31st and 8th Street. Yeah. I ended up having to be at 31st and 7th. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Craziness. But... yeah, but I know it's definitely different in the Spectrum Center. All you gotta do is go one entryway and you go to the escalator. And
Good to go.
Good, right? Good to go. Everywhere else, you're good to go. Brooklyn, you're good to go. You just go through this door, and they greet you at the door. And yeah, it's a stark difference. Which hey. It comes with the trappings of it, so hey, it's all good.
Well,
but yeah, man.
First of many times of being at MSG.
Yeah, I think next time, more so packing the patience and now I kind of know more about it, so now I can navigate a little bit better. But and like I said earlier, probably once the coverage kind of increases with Georgetown and more so like Big East content, I think that's another thing that's probably will help as well too. Which like I said, when we were talking about it last week at the women's tournament, that's gonna be the goal because I honestly Georgetown was like a win for me because I was like because remember when Richmond played Georgetown, I was going to cover the football game there. But then one night I was like, you know what? I should try to cover basketball games just out the whim. Thankfully, Richmond being in the Patriot League and Georgetown being in the Patriot League, them two played together. Because I would never even thought about talking about Georgetown. So then, then I, go to a few games and develop a rapport with the communications, with the communication director, and
we're sister.
But yeah.
We need to. So you saw St. John's and UConn, right?
Yep.
We got to go see
Which
a Knicks
is funny.
game and a boxing championship game. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We got to go see in the Guard. Shoot.
Yeah. Yep. Man, I couldn't imagine, especially like a fight or like a Knicks game. I couldn't imagine that. That would be, man.
X, I see it.
But yeah, man.
Next year, LeBron James is a Knick and they go to the finals. I see it. X. I see it.
Can't do nothing with them Knicks. They'll be having a fit. And shoot, you think they treat him bad in LA?
Yeah, for real. He don't want no parts of that New York media.
I know. I don't want no farewell tour in New York. Cause they definitely unruly. At least Cali, they kind of a little casual with it. Well, could you imagine like them diehard Knicks fans? Man, I wouldn't want to deal with that at 42 years old on LeBron James. Mm-mm. Nah.
Not anytime you have a bad game and you smack dab on the first page of the Daily News.
Yeah. Right. Because they want to get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. I'm like, dude, like, really?
I guess they're in the win down mode.
No, ain't they?
He's like, it's my city. I'm making the city.
Depending on which catch you get that night.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, like, we want to talk about the 10,000 points.
You think it's the coach?
It's too early to tell that because Mike Brown just got there.
And no offense. I don't think it's his team though. I mean, man, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. It seemed like it's Brunson and his dad's team. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Hey, because didn't they make it to the Eastern Conference the last 2 years? Didn't they make the last 2-3 years? Didn't they make it to the Eastern Conference?
No, last season.
Just last season?
Last season they made it. Yeah, it's last year.
Because
they fired Tibbs.
Yeah, they lost in the second round. I think.
All right, that's right. Okay.
2 years.
Yeah, they lost because that's right because they had beat Boston.
And Boston had beat them, I think, the year before.
The year before. Okay. Yeah, that's year they won the championship. Is when they beat the Knicks.
And who beat them that year that the Knicks beat Cleveland? Was that the same year?
That's what I'm saying. I got them mixed up.
Pacers.
Well, the Pacers beat them.
They lost them in back-to-back year. They beat them in the conference championship game last year.
And then they beat them.
They had beat them
a couple years ago in the second round.
A couple years ago, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but that's
anyway.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, the Knicks is a crap show.
It's just the Knicks.
Yeah, man. So yeah, absolutely. So we got a great show lined up for you tonight. We'll talk a little NFL. We'll talk about I guess arguably the secret that's finally been revealed with Kyler Murray going to Minnesota, which we all knew that was going to happen. We'll talk about that. Justin Fields is traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. And then we'll also dive into a little bit of a NCAA tournament preview. Like I'm going to tell you, don't expect hard hitting analysis. This is not like a John Rothstein. No sleeping. No, we will sleep in March. Not we will sleep in May, or hard hitting analysis. No, it's just guys who watch college basketball. Just got our thoughts, and our brackets will probably go wrong, but it's just gonna have fun with it. So we'll talk about the NCAA tournament, and then give our Final Four picks for the men's and women's NCAA tournament. So first off, fellas, we gotta talk about Mr. Kyler Murray. Oh shoot, let's see. There we go. Oh. All right, so Kyler Murray is now official member of the Minnesota Vikings. Go around the horn, fellas. X, your thoughts on seeing Mr. Kyler Murray twice a year? What you got?
Well, first, I'm gonna speak as a Lions fan. Not worried at all.
Oh,
For one, but putting my sports analyst hat back on. It's a good pickup for Minnesota. I feel like Kyler will fit good in Kevin O'Connell's system, especially playing off play action. Kyler Murray is also explosive with his legs, and you add that with Jettas, Hawkinson, and Jordan Addison. I feel like I'm forgetting someone else, but that's pretty much high-powered offense going along with a elite defense, especially with Brian Flores back at the helm as the DC. I just hope Kyler can make Minnesota his home, honestly. I feel like they lost trust in J.J. McCarthy as far as his health, injury-wise, and his play on the field at times. It just seems like he was just out there, not gonna say not knowing what's going on, because he was able to win some games. It's just he didn't do enough. And then I think them letting Sam Darnold go to Seattle really hurt them, especially with Sam Darnold leading Seattle to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. So I kind of make Minnesota look kind of foolish in the long run, but I guess they figured that J.J. McCarthy was QB1 for them. It was their future. But as we can obviously see now that that's not the case, because if it was the case, you wouldn't have made the trade to go get Kyler Murray. So we shall see.
all right. I'm gonna go ahead and go, man. It seemed like today when I was hearing him talk, he seemed like he wants to be a Viking. He said he was a childhood friend. He said he cried when Brett Favre threw the interception in the Saints. So it seemed like he wants to be there. I mean, why wouldn't you not? You're getting him on a minimum. You look at his stats. He's got a premier coach that really has us respected from an offense standpoint. He got major weapons. He has, defense, and it seemed like that's where he wanted to be. And he seems like last year. I mean, I know he got hurt. I'm looking at his stats, but he got he almost was like a $4,000 quarterback. Like when you really see some of the years where he was in the plus, and I kind of feel like also it was time for him to be in a new place. Sometimes when you have multiple coaches and things of that nature, and
I think they lost. My fault.
Yeah,
I was just saying. I think they lost trust in him too.
Yeah, like you draft this guy, you looking at him. I just think there's a difference between a starting QB and a franchise QB, and I believe he's a franchise quarterback. I think he's marketable and things of that nature. I think I don't know if I was hearing today they was talking about the difference between the Cardinals as an organization compared to the Vikings is the complete is different. You know what I mean? So and they got him for the minimum. The Cardinals are still going to be paying him, so they getting him for cheap. So kudos to everybody. I hope the Cardinals get what they want. They be able to move forward, but I really want a Kyle Murray. I hope he can succeed because I think he's exciting. I like him as as a player, as a quarterback. So I hope that there's a lot of quarterbacks that seem like they dealt with injuries and things of that nature, and I hope they figure out a way, a system or something they can be successful. So I'm happy for him. The Vikings quarterback that's there, I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe they go bring Kyler in, and they still believe in him, but he got hurt, and maybe they still maybe want to work with him, maybe make him an asset, eventually, or maybe he's going to be a backup. But do you think they may draft? Because I think we spoke on that too, that they might even try to draft a QB. Is by them giving up a first rounder? Is that them saying they're going to stay with Kyle?
I honestly think this might be a prove-it year for Kyler as far
Mhm.
as playing with Minnesota. But I feel like if you think about it, he had similar weapons as to what he has in Minnesota.
Mhm.
He had that in Arizona with Mike Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride. Like you kind of got same recipe in Minnesota with Jettis,
Mhm.
Hawkinson, Addison,
Mhm.
and Kyler for some reason couldn't really make it work. So are we confident to say that he can make it work in Minnesota?
Has he had a coach like what he has right now?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay. Okay. Hey. Y'all the coaches. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, he's like you said, the excuses is kind of like it's weird because the fact that you got benched what was it? Jacoby
Brissett.
Brissett, my guy, like my old QB2. I don't know. It's interesting because I found it odd because this is a risky move for Minnesota. Like, yes, this is a proven deal, but it's kind of one of the things where we could be sitting here next year and they didn't have a quarterback
Mm.
because to me this lets me know that like we talked about it, when the rumor happened that you don't bring in a Kyler Murray because he's better than JJ McCarthy. You
Mhm.
don't like I said, if it was more so of hey to put some fire underneath him, maybe you bring in like an Anthony Richardson. You bring somebody in that's maybe maybe similar to him in nature, but more so the fact this let me know that you're punting on JJ McCarthy. Like it could be a situation where he could be traded for the trade deadline if everything goes to parade. So it's one of the things where it's like it's gonna be kind of weird that if Kyler Murray starts this year and he does well, JJ McCarthy's done in Minnesota.
Mm.
So it's kind of one of the things where it's like to me, you kind of have already have seen that he's not your long term future because you don't bring like we talk about all the time. First round picks get leeway like crazy, and for him essentially having two quarterbacks in what his third this will be his third year. I mean, obviously he was supposed to be the backup to. He was supposed to be the starter over Sam Donald, and he gets hurt in the preseason. Sam Donald does his thing, and now he's in Seattle. And now, your first full year as a starter, they'll have that vote of confidence from you. Because we even said last year that you had to get rid of Sam Donald or JJ McCarthy. You could have both. And I know people were saying, well, you can have both. No. Because because Sam was up for a big payday. And the same thing will go for Tyler as well. You get him for this 1 year rental, but next year he hits the market, you don't have to pay him. You're gonna be paying Cal. If Daniel Jones was a torn Achilles, $88 million. What do you think Kyler Murray gonna get? So it's just things where again they are caught in this weird cycle where it's just like they don't. It's like the Band-Aid syndrome. It's like they have a Band-Aid to cover over this huge gaping wound because this Cal thing don't work. You gonna up in their face. You have two now. You have to really actually drive a quarterback next year because to me you've already put the two paces out two for JJ McCarthy. I don't think you can come back from that because you think about how many years. So next year, so he'll be up for his 4th-year option. You think they're gonna set him up for a 4th-year option? Because he's already his 5th-year option. That shit, because he got drafted 2024. So let me do the math real quick. 2024, 2025, 2026 this year. Yeah. So he'll be up for almost for his 5th-year option coming up. Yeah. This is it. Kyler Murray gotta have to work. Because if not, they're gonna draft that quarterback.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember we was doing a preview over the summer, right? And we spoke about the Colts quarterback, and we spoke about this situation right here. We was like, if Kyle don't go in there and be successful, that he most likely was gonna be done in the Cardinals. And look where he at.
Oh yeah. Especially considering the fact them getting rid of Jonathan Gannon. Like they're starting all over, and then even a guy like a Mike LaFleur doesn't want you. If he's willing to have Jacoby Brissett as QB1, week 1 in the NFL season, really tricky. So it's kind of one of the things where, yeah, they just want to start off fresh.
It's wild.
Crazy. But, it is what it is. So we got to talk about Justin Fields. So Justin Fields was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. So essentially, the Jets will receive a 2027 6th-round pick. And also, Kansas City will be on the hook for essentially $4 million of the $10 million that's guaranteed to Justin Fields. X, what are your thoughts on Justin Fields going to KC? What you got?
That's a good pickup for Kansas City, only if Justin Fields can play the same way he played when he started with Pittsburgh. So, you know how he started off, they would start off, 4-2? And
yeah.
And if for some reason they yanked him, put in Russell Wilson. So I feel like Kyler. I feel like Fields can fill the void until Patrick Mahomes gets back, especially under Andy Reid's play calling and Eric Bieniemy's play calling. But I also feel like this may be Justin Fields' last chance, because if this doesn't work out, especially playing under Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, then we're gonna have to start having some deeper, more tough conversations about Justin Fields. We can't put it on the coaching anymore. We got to address the player. And why isn't his play like translating to the NFL? Like, he was a great QB at Ohio State, but it's like since being in the NFL, Chicago, the Jets, Pittsburgh, and now the Chiefs.
Yeah.
At some point, we can't keep pointing the fingers at the coaches. We got to start looking at the player himself. That's why I feel like this is his last chance. But this is also his best chance because, like I said, you get to learn under Pat Mahomes. You get to learn from Andy Reid. You get to learn from Eric Bieniemy. So everything is pretty much given to you on a silver platter to be successful. Even though it may be for what 4 or 5 games, can you put enough good play on tape for other teams and coaches to want to be like, okay, he's figuring it out. He has figured it out. Let's bring him in. Let's make him our QB1, or let's bring him in and let's have him compete for a QB1 spot. So, this is a roll of the dice. It's 50-50. In my opinion, I hope Justin Fields can play good because I do think he's a dynamic player, especially with his legs. It's just at times he makes boneheaded decisions, and he probably makes those plays more than he makes the good plays. But like I said, under Andy Reid, Bieniemy, and being in the same QB room with Patrick Mahomes should help him out, should help him progress and become a better QB. Because if not, they're gonna look at you. And like I said, this I feel like this is his last chance. You gotta make the best of it. That's all I got.
What you got, Mal?
Um, yeah, I agree, man. Like, I'm sitting here as you talking. I'm like, it's like he's still competing to try to be a number one, and I guess that's the name of the game. But I feel like you going to the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes is one of those greats. Like, why not? Want to go there and compete for the back to be a backup. You know what I mean? Because Patrick Mahomes locked in there for for a minute, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, rather than trying to, I get it, you want to be number one, but maybe that was the issue. Like when he went to Chicago, no, I'm not gonna do that. Too many excuses, like you said. But I just feel like you're around greatness, and you finally could just take your time. And it has been that way though since you left Chicago. Like you was with the Steelers, you know what I mean, and then you was with Tomlin, you was with all this tradition, you was with the Bears, and like now you get to be with Andy Reid, who actually has dealt with a lot of controversial quarterbacks and players that also gives a lot of players um, um that's one, but it might be, you know what I mean? I feel like I just don't understand. These guys are professional and how you've been playing football your whole life and you can't read defenses and timing and things of that nature. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? I would think by now Justin Fields would be on point with that. He's got the physique, he's got the speed with his legs, but you know what I mean? The accuracy you would think would be a little bit better by now. You know what I mean? But basically, X, you said everything that I would say. I guess it's a good look for the Chiefs. Like I said, the Chiefs to me is one of those teams where if they lose, they'll figure out a way to find some weapons that you'd be like, I cannot believe they got this running back. Now they got this quarterback that I'm sure Andy Reid is going to be to use in significant ways. So, I mean, I'm just happy for both of them, man. I think he's going to be okay. I think it was like we had even spoke on it beginning of the season that this was probably going to be a toss up for Justin.
Yeah. And like you said, this would probably give him an opportunity. Like this will probably more likely be his last chance to potentially be a starter again.
Okay.
By going to Kansas City.
Right.
And that's another one like kind of like how we talked about as far as giving those first round draft picks. I kind of that when we always talk about what these first round draft picks always get opportunities. You think to yourself like this is another opportunity, another example of a first round talent get a multitude of of cracks at the bat of it. But I do like the
Mm-hmm.
fact I do like the Andy Reid pairing of this because, like you said, he has dealt with other quarterbacks and what have you. So I definitely think this would be the best. Well, this is the best opportunity for Justin Fields because I think he'll be coached well. Like now, we
Mm-hmm.
can't say, he had Matt Eberflus there, and that situation, or then he had Arthur Smith, and then the whole situation. Well, he played well. Then Russell Wilson got better. Then the whole situation with the Jets, where we really don't, I'm not to kind of poop on your boy X, but you know, everybody keep on talking about Aaron Glenn and all that. So and that the best situation at hand. So now he goes to a situation where if probably more than likely, I know Patrick Mahomes has this week one kind of set in his mind, like I'm gonna start week one. I mean, I don't know if he has that Jason Tatum in him, but but like I said, more than likely, Justin Fields probably will be playing maybe the first couple of games of the season potentially because he did tear it in December, which I'm no doctor, but I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be ready come September. In my personal opinion, I mean, because you think about that's 10 months. I don't think. I mean, it's a possibility, but it's the fact that to have a guy like a Justin Fields in there, and like I said, there'll be a situation where, like you said, gives him an opportunity, maybe fill in for a few games here and there, get some good tape, and it's a good opportunity maybe for him going somewhere else as well too. So this is probably the best spot for him. In other words, it's like it's. I think almost I look at it like a home renovation project. Yes, you look at the outcome. You look at it's going to be a lovely renovation, but it's going to get worse before it get better. So I think him going back now down to QB2 is going to help him long term wise.
Right.
Where I can see him maybe next year or 2 years from now, he could be somebody's QB1 somewhere, and at least having the somewhat the proper coaching and probably the proper development that he needs. And that's the thing. A lot of it too. I don't necessarily. I think it's some of his ability, but sometimes it's about development too. Because sometimes we can't just have guys. You can't go from like Ohio State where you had pretty much the cream of the crop, and then you go to the
Mm-hmm.
NFL. It's like you think to yourself, look at the guys who he played with, like because he had NFL caliber wide receivers and what have you in Ohio State and had great coaching with Ryan Day and them, and then he goes to that. So I think it'd be a good opportunity for him. Like you sometimes in order for you to go upstairs, you might have to drop a few stairs down just to get back up. And I think this Kansas City situation is going to be a situation. I almost think about it like if you almost like think about like Cam Newton where he was at Florida, then he goes to JUCO, and then from JUCO to Auburn. I look at it from that standpoint where hey, you might have to take a few steps down to get back up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible.
Do you think they moved him when he? I know because he won a national title, right, with Ohio State.
Did they lose? Let me see, because I know they 2021. I think they lost.
So I'm just
That's
saying.
right,
What
because
I'm saying is they
who
lost.
they lose to? Uh, yeah, they lost to Alabama because Alabama beat the mess out of them. I remember that. Yeah,
Okay.
Alabama beat them. Yeah,
So
Alabama beat
do
them.
you? I mean, and next, I hope you ask. Should he been the starter? Should it been somebody else?
What in the
Where?
national championship game
No. And when they drafted him
to
um
Chicago?
to Chicago, do you think they should have had like a veteran
Uh,
starter until
It,
like he was ready?
honestly, I don't know because I think he came in and replaced Mitchell
he
Trubisky.
replaced. Yeah,
He,
he
Trubisky.
he
replaced Trubisky.
And Chicago
Mm-hmm.
was so hit or miss on QBs up until they got Caleb Williams. So, but you can't really fault. Well, I put it like you can't put 100% of the blame on Fields because if you look at compared to what compared to the weapons and the coach that Caleb Williams has to the weapons and coaching that Justin Fields had in Chicago, it's like night and day. You gave that man no weapons whatsoever
Yeah.
to do anything. So,
Yeah.
but he had moments where he showed that he can play.
Mhm.
So he has the potential of being not a great QB, maybe a average to good QB. Not every quarterback is going to be great. That's just not how it goes. So if you can be at least middle of the
Yeah.
pack to good, that's all you need to be.
Yeah, because the year before they had drafted Caleb Williams, I was one of the ones where I was like, they should give him another opportunity, considering the fact that you were going to keep Eberflus. That's where I was like, if you want to keep Eberflus, you might as well keep Fields, because I think they were like 7-10 that year, and they were kind of, slowly getting back. And
Mhm.
he had, like you said, he had showed flashes. And because I think my memory serves correct, they kind of got hot in the second half of the season. So that's when I was like, well, keep keep both of them. If you're gonna keep Eberflus, keep Justin Fields, because it made zero sense. And then look what happened. You get rid of Eberflus. He do stupid stuff on Thanksgiving against y'all. Don't call a timeout. He get fired on Black Friday. We could have been did this. We could have been fired Matt Eberflus. But no, y'all want to keep him. I'm like, that was a problem. So that was my thing. Is like, and I understand, like, and that's not the kind of like the crap on Ryan Poles, because he's doing a great job now. But I was like you said, even with Ryan Poles, like he did not put Justin Fields, like the weapons that he got, what he got now, like he ain't had it at all. And that's another thing too, where that's a factor. Like we talked about it. I mean, this man was playing with like all those Ohio wide receivers, like, and then he go to the NFL and it's just like, what's my weapons?
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
Big Red can get him straight. Big Red can get him
Yeah,
right.
he is. He is.
Yep,
He's
that's
gonna
what he
get him
do,
right.
and that's what he
Yep.
do. Because everybody, I look at it like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like people, like I like, not to kind of go deeper into this, but like right, like I seen like what he did with Michael Vick 2 years. 2 years after the situation, he out of the league for 2 years. Look what he did. He pretty much gave him a second chapter of his
Yep.
NFL career. I
Yep.
see. See what he's done.
Yep.
Even with Patrick Mahomes, that people keep on. And I keep telling people, like, people thinking this Patrick Mahomes was such a great football player at Texas Tech. He was all right. He was all right, but he still had his inconsistencies. But
But
guess what? Big Red got him straight.
also don't forget Alex Smith. Them Alex people was
Alex
writing off.
Smith, yeah, Alex
People were
Smith,
writing off
Mhm.
Alex Smith until
yep,
Andy Reid got there and
yep, and then boom, right.
yeah.
Because
And
Don't.
then
Andy Reid,
yeah, he's a
yeah,
QB
quarterback
whisperer.
whisperer.
Yeah, he's good
Yep.
at what he
We
do.
talk about Sean McVay. We talk about Cal. Big Red
So
is the OG of it. He the godfather of it.
He
there's a
knows
lot of players, man, that the league people don't like or the league talk about. He give him a chance. He really do.
he
Mm-hmm.
knows how to tailor his offense to his players' strengths.
Players.
That's
Yep.
that's that's the one thing Big Red can do
Yep.
very well is that he can
Mm-hmm.
tailor his offense to bring out the best in his
Of the
players.
player. Yep. Because
And then also,
he definitely doing that.
and like I said, and it's easy to do when you got like when you can open up your whole entire playbook with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's an added bonus.
Just say, do you feel like the league feel like they've kind of gave Justin Fields a raw hand? Like even though he's like you're saying he didn't have the weapons in Chicago, then he gets to Pittsburgh and he actually did well. Like some people, a lot of people did not want Russell Wilson to take over, and he didn't have to. But I think the reason they put Russ there was because Russ was a veteran and he worked with the offensive coordinator better. You know what I mean? Where Justin, if he had an issue, he was gonna run. You know what I mean? And then he gets to the Jets, and we all knew it was gonna be a toss up when it came to the Jets. Because we didn't know what to see. But when so this situation right here, the way they got it set up, you think that it's almost like a man. We kind of see you went through a rough. Because even him, I feel like you look at him, he's big, he's this, they're still like franchise quarterback. Like when I say franchise quarterback, like the ladies gonna love him. You know what I'm saying? He's marketable. He don't seem like he get in no trouble. You understand what I'm saying? So do you feel like that's one of the reasons why he in this situation?
I mean, it's kind of sort of, but it's almost feel like you don't want to give him those type of excuses
I
because
get
it's
you.
somewhat that's like he
He's
had an opportunity to go to other teams, but he
Right.
decided to go to Kansas City. So it's kind of one of things where it's like, you know, I get where he's coming from that standpoint of going to Kansas
Right.
City. I don't necessarily think it's a situation where he's dealt the wrong hand because a lot of guys get dealt the wrong hand but can overcome it.
Hmm.
So that's
Right.
the thing where I can't give him that type of excuse, especially now going into what year six.
Mm,
It's you know
and
right.
he and he's still having trouble reading the defense, which is
That's
it's
wild.
alarming because, like you said, Coach, he's entering into his sixth season.
That is wild.
So it's somewhere along the lines, it's a disconnect. Like I don't. Maybe it's not him not being able to read the defense. Maybe it's him just first option, second option, take off running.
check down.
Because like you said, at Ohio State, he had NFL caliber receivers on the
Right.
outside that he and in college football you can get
Yeah.
wide open. You'll be wide open, but in the NFL you have to throw your receiver open,
Yep.
and not not all QBs can do that because
And he
it
had
takes
one. Yeah.
it takes timing and accuracy and a little bit of, not a little bit but a lot of touch.
Yeah.
So
And considering the fact that one of his former teammates at Ohio State was a wide receiver in Garrett Wilson last year. That's what
Hmm.
I was like. Well, this is gonna be a perfect fit. That
Right.
that's gonna be something where he can have that, and that the Jets, you know, to their credit, they still have playmakers. I mean, obviously you had Brees Hall, you got,
Right.
like talking about Garrett Wilson. So, you got guys there. So it's like that's one thing too, where like I said, the best situation for him is to go somewhere like Kansas City where he can get taught and get coached properly.
Right.
Like there's no excuse, but it's just one of those where it's like maybe he just need that in his development at this point.
And he's not competing for a job. So he has no pressure for that. He's not competing for a job. He already know who's going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Because
but
you know what I mean? Like I can't remember when he went to Pittsburgh. I can't remember if he came first and then Russ came. You know what I mean? Because I wonder if he thought he already was going to have the starting quarterback job. But I think they had what's the name too? I don't even want to remember his name, so don't even worry about it. Um, but I think this one he's comfortable. He knows he's just gonna go in and do what he do, and like you said, learn. And he ain't got to worry about I got to compete for this job. If I mess up, they're gonna bench me. You're gonna get bench most likely anyway. Because Patrick Mahomes, once he's healthy, he's definitely starting.
All right. Well, Maui, you said is no, you don't think it's any pressure on him to be the starter, but do you think it's pressure on him to get the Chiefs off to a good start? Because because
Of
I
course.
because I'm because we I think we can all agree that Mahomes is not going to start the season. He's not going to be ready to play in week one. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming they're going to start him on the pup list, which is what, the first 4 weeks.
4 weeks, yeah.
So Pat Mahomes might not even might not take his first snap until October. So
Mhm.
that's what, week 5?
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on what part of October because the season really starts a little later this year. So, like you said,
Okay.
week 4 or 5. So yeah, it could be.
Now let's just say the Chiefs come out 0-4. Bringing Pat Mahomes back into the fold at 0-4. I mean, you gotta put him back in as your QB1, regardless of what your record
Mhm.
is, because he gives you the best chance. And if
Mhm.
anyone can do it, it can be Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
But I hope it doesn't happen. But if Justin Fields go out there and the Chiefs start over until Mahomes gets there,
Mhm.
it's not gonna be pretty.
Yeah, and especially now, considering the fact how those moves in the off season, obviously bringing in Kenneth Walker the third. Obviously, who knows what you're going to get in the draft because you got obviously getting rid of Trent McDuffie, so you get the Rams pick and your pick, and they're looking at it where we're not done as far as contending in the AFC. So it's a lot of pressure, especially in the beginning, because like I said, if they go off to a slow start, will you even bring Patrick Mahomes back? Because think about it, is it worth him? Like, no. What I'm saying, if they're like 0-7, 0-6, do
Yeah.
you bring him? Like that's what I'm saying. Do you? So say for instance, almost you okay. So you 0-7 and you 0-3 in the AFC West.
No, okay, then no, you don't bring them back. But if
Right.
I'm saying, but if you start off 0-4, then you still got a shot.
Yeah, but like I said, but if it continues, like you said, if you 0-4, like 0-4, yeah, it's a cutoff.
Yeah,
But if it gets progressively worse, which it could get worse, then that's when you're like, okay, like you said, we talk about 5-6 games in, and it depends on how your schedule laid out too, because like you could be playing the AFC West early. I forget somebody played. What was it? I forget who was it. Was it Chargers? I think the Chargers was like I think they
their
their first
first
couple of
three.
games, their first 3 games, and they were
Yeah,
3-0 in the AFC
yeah,
West.
yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. That's and there's so much pressure on that because now this isn't like because I think when Patrick Mahomes got hurt, we looked at it. Okay, well, yeah, they might have to punt for the 2026 season, but then we're like, okay, Travis Kelsey is back, so it's another thing too where he's coming back for a reason. So he, in my heart of hearts, think that hey, we can still contend for a championship. Like we talked about it. So it's kind of one of the things, and obviously the wide receivers are getting better as far as obviously with Rasheed Rice and also Rasheed Rice, then the other the kid from Texas, um, with Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
Mhm.
So their team is still making a run, and so it's one of the things where it's like even though yeah, it's a lot of pressure on them. I mean, we'll really sit down and think about it. Yeah, because he got to keep this show on the float
Yeah.
because this isn't a year that they're gonna like punt and just be like, you know what, we're gonna be a contending team. We're not just gonna make the playoffs. We want to contend. You don't get the Super Bowl MVP and say, hey, you know what, next year we're just gonna just do the best we can. No, you don't get the Super Bowl MVP and you don't think you're gonna compete. You don't. Travis Kelce doesn't come back for year 14 if he don't think he can compete.
And I'm looking at it like it's only 7 spots for the playoffs in the AFC, in both NFC and AFC. You gotta start factoring in now what teams could potentially make the postseason. Like you still got Buffalo, you still got New England,
even in your division. Think about your division.
you got Denver, you got the Chargers.
Chargers, right? And with them getting water today,
you still got Jacksonville, you still got Houston. That's 16. That's 6 teams right there.
And right. To think about even that division, because even though like we talked about it, Denver, you talk about what's she, and who to say? I say this out loud tonight on St. Patrick's Day. The Raiders could be in play. I mean, obviously with Clint Kubiak, what he has done with Sam Darnold, what could he do with Fernando Mendoza? And now you got that factor back that's going to be used effectively. None of that funny Chip Kelly stuff. And Ashton Genty, he's actually going to be a factor back in this league, a 1,000-yard rusher next year potentially. Come up with Brock Bowers.
And then they kept
that defense and that defense. Oh my! That they really retooled that defense.
Yes, so they are a viable threat.
Yeah, so I mean, they're legit.
That's why I'm saying it is pressure on Justin Fields. He has to keep them afloat.
I just don't think it's as much. That's all.
It is because Kansas City can only give up so many games. Cause like I said, we just ran off like 7 teams, and we don't even know what surprise teams are going to show up. Right. We just going off the teams that we know for a fact that's going to be. That's there. Because I didn't even say Baltimore.
Right. And you damn sure didn't say Steelers. I didn't hear nothing about no Steelers, but I just let it go.
It's literally all 16 teams. All 16 teams can't make it in the AFC. The AFC is that low.
So
you can make a case just about for everybody.
Yeah. So
maybe except for maybe like Cleveland, but like the Raiders.
You never know there too. New coach.
Yeah, for real, you never know.
Never know, right? Because they can get on fire. Then obviously with Myles Garrett,
the defense still elite.
Todd Monken and his offense, who knows? Will Shador be that quarterback, or could he resurrect Deshaun Watson? We don't know. That's the thing about it. Yeah. So that's the thing about all these teams.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I agree with you. There is pressure on him because you wouldn't want to be the guy. Because don't they have a reputation without losing? What they don't really lose early. Don't they have a reputation for that?
That too, but just the fact of them missing the playoffs in 2 consecutive years is something that's the standard there. Like we had said, the acquisitions in the offseason, you don't trade for you don't trade away Trent McDuffie, to get a first round draft pick. You don't get the Super Bowl MVP. Like I talked about, Travis Kelce comes back for year 14.
Right.
There's an expectation that this team is going to be back in the playoffs.
Right.
Like, there's no drop off. Like, yes, we fell off last year. We fell off a cliff, but we damn sure ain't falling off that cliff again in 2026. Because them moves they made in the offseason just let me know we retooling. We're not rebuilding. We retooling.
But Maui, I agree with you when you said there's no pressure on him to being the starting QB.
Yeah,
but it's pressure on him to get off to a good start.
Well, I'll say this. This degree with my point is that I think I don't want to say that because I ain't really been, but I feel like when you're competing, I'm sure everything's about the team working together. But when you're competing for spots, you don't think the backup or like let's just say Russell was I'm not saying he did, but you don't think like Russ was like not really helping him and telling me what he should do? Do you think they do that?
I mean, I feel like in some instances, yeah, you do get that, but a lot of these guys are professionals, so
Yeah,
I think they.
that's why I didn't want to say it.
I'm not gonna say all, but I think majority of them do put team first, so they still
Hmm.
want to see the team succeed
Right,
because at some point you may have to go back out there and play.
Right. You'll play away. You're one play
Yeah,
away from playing.
right.
and especially if you're considered one of the leaders of the team,
Hmm.
you don't want your teammates to look at you like why do I need to listen to him when he
Yeah.
not even
Right,
trying to help the guy that's
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah. If you got a C on your chest, you damn sure need to be not gatekeeping for sure.
yeah
You got a
right,
C on your chest.
and I don't see Patrick Mahomes doing that because I feel like I know he wouldn't say this out loud or to anyone. Maybe he just keeps this to himself, but I don't think he views Justin Fields as a threat to take his spot.
right,
So him helping Fields doesn't affect him like
right,
losing his spot. It him helping Fields is the is to help Fields progress, learn everything, learn
right,
learn the reads, learn the ins and outs of the offense. And I'm pretty sure Andy Reid is gonna take a chunk of that playbook and have it. He probably he may pull the playbook he had for Mike Vick at the time and use that to Justin Fields' strength.
hey
And
man,
then
just Vic and Fields is different. Like Vic can throw the ball. I'm just messing with y'all.
I know what you mean, but
Yeah,
yeah, and I think like you were saying, I don't think Patrick Mahomes got that in him because I know he always
right,
attribute his success to Alex Smith. So I definitely think he would be someone that'd be almost like you know how Alex Smith helped him, he would help the next person.
Yeah.
right,
So that's what I think because like you said, he knows, like at this point, even if it gets to a point, he's done so much in Kansas City. Think about it. Three Super Bowls. Well, was it three or four? I forgot. I mean, is it three?
Three, three.
Yeah, three Super Bowls. At this point, if I'm the greatest quarterback in Kansas City Chiefs history,
right,
you can't. I will help anybody or whatever. And at the end of the day, okay, if you think the green is grass, if the green is grass, I mean, if the grass is green on the other side, then hey, you get rid of me. Because at the end of the day,
right,
hey, I got you three Super Bowls. I got you to the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years and won three of them. Yeah, and won and and you won the Super Bowl two. Like what was the last time they won at before Patrick Mahomes? Like Super Bowl one or two? No, Super Bowl two because
Two.
they beat that's right. So Super Bowl two in what 1967 or eight? No, 68 I think or 69 one of them years. But anyway, so let's talk a little NCAA tournament. We'll talk about do a little tourney talk. So man, so any opening round games matchups to watch, and we said we're just limited to two. So we'll go around the horn, fellas. What are you guys' thoughts? X, what are your two opening round matchups that you look forward to watching this week? Well,
Hon-
this next 2 days.
Honestly, coach, I only got one,
All right, that's cool.
and it's the one I hold near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
It's number 6 North Carolina versus number 11 VCU.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. When this bracket came out, I was like, no, this cannot happen. This is terrible.
That, that, and that's that's as honest as I can say.
Okay.
That's the only opening round matchup I'm focusing on.
Yeah. I don't even know how to feel about that game. I mean, in my personal opinion,
I don't
because
like it.
I hate it because the team I love in North Carolina and the team I cover in VCU, which is really now at this point going almost to year four of it, is near and dear to me. like I have formed a community with every with the whole organization.
Mhm.
So come Thursday at 9 o'clock, I'll be heartbroken either way because the team that I love near and dear since 1997 in the North Carolina Tar Heels, if they lose, and then the team that I cover and spend many of my nights in the winter covering is eliminated. It's always a level of sadness, even when VCU is eliminated. Ever since ever since I covered the team since 2022, there's always been some form of level of sadness when it's over, and it's
Yeah.
I hate. And when I seen that, I was like, I don't do this. And it's like, damn. I was like, that's why part of me was hoping that Caleb Williams to get hurt because when we found out that Caleb Williams got hurt, that's the downward spiral because Carolina wouldn't have been the 6th seed if Caleb Wilson
No,
Yeah.
was
they would have
playing.
been a four. They would have been a. They would have been
Yeah,
3 or 4.
VCU would have been 11 seed regardless. But still, I was like, oh, when I seen that because that was the last 11 seed too. That was like the 6th. They said Carolina, and they said 11 VCU. I was like, oh no, hate that.
The only reason I'm laughing because I don't deliver wine no more. I remember last time they was in the tournament
Man.
and they deliver all that champagne. It make no sense. Yeah, man.
And then as part of me is like, I want VCU to win because this is the first time. This would be their first if they win against Carolina. It'll be their first win since 2016. So it's just like
Yep.
they haven't won a tournament game in 10 years. And I'm
Oh,
just like, God, like this gotta happen.
I remember that
And
2011 one.
I want to be the biggest flag carrier of the Atlantic 10 so bad. But it's just like, oh, but at what cost? Gosh.
Been there. I wanted Shador to make it, and I'm a Steeler. I've been there.
Yeah, man. I like.
Oh, look at y'all, man.
No, I'm no, I'm
Look,
still. I'm no. When I'm just,
I
I
know.
know you are.
my tone might be like kind of
Yeah.
no, but I'm dead
I don't
ass
like it.
serious. Like
I do not
I
like this
hate
matchup.
it
Like
Why,
because, like I
X?
said, it's my emotions. My emotion. I'm too
for
emotionally invested in all of them
see for
because either
one,
way, no.
for no, I was gonna say for one, I am a Tar Heel fan, and like Coach said,
Oh,
I don't cover VCU as much as Coach does, but I still have covered VCU. So to actually have to watch the
Yo,
team that you cheer for on a day to day basis to go against a team that you
yeah.
cover, that
Gosh.
you build a bond with, a
A
relationship with,
rapport. A
a
rapport.
rapport, um, and just to watch them go.
Yeah.
It, I wouldn't feel this way if this was a round of 32 or a Sweet 16
16.
matchup.
Right. Right. Because
But
somebody's going home Thursday night.
but the first but the round of 64,
34.
like
Yeah, man.
damn.
I feel you because that's how I feel. Because like I said, like Carolina, because you go through the, as a fan, you go through because it's from afar. So
mhm.
you feel for guys. Oh, something happened. I feel for Hugh because I want Hugh to stay. I want Hugh because I'm tired of these jackasses that keep on saying get rid of Hugh. Hugh gonna be here, so don't just
Yeah,
chill out with that.
Carolina doesn't. They're these college teams, especially
Right,
these blue bloods. That's a, a consistent program that wins
right,
every year or has multiple championships. They don't fire their head coach.
right.
They allow the coach
They
to
play it out. They play it out,
play it out
and
and
yeah,
retire on their own. No, I've seen North Carolina let Dean Smith retire on his own. They let Roy Williams retire on his own, and
well, they got rid of Matt Doherty.
yeah.
Matt Doherty, and that's another one where let me be quiet. Let me chill out.
But I feel
that long.
Yeah, but
because I hill I will die on is I like Matt Doherty, but everybody unpopular opinion, but I like Matt Doherty. Granted, yeah, he may not have got the best out of May, McCants, and Felton, but even though Roy came, but
it don't make him look good when Roy can come in
and win a championship in 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like you said, right, the Carolina angle, because I think of like those guys, I think about like Hugh and all them, and then obviously like you said with the VCU angle, knowing the guys, covering the guys, the minute nights coming out that building, 10 o'clock, almost midnight, going there, 10 o'clock in the morning for a matinee game, stuff like that, going through that adversity, you go to St. Louis, and like to me, I thought that was a season-defining moment when they got that scrum at the end. Then they, you go to the A-10 championship, you do this and you do that, and you see what Phil Martelli's doing, what he's doing, and to think that could end Thursday night, it's heartbreaking. And I'm like, I know it sounds like maybe in nature hyperbolic, but I'm like being like literally transparent, literally being super, super transparent and honest about this whole situation. I just don't like it. Because either way, you'll be happy on one end, then the next. It's almost like if you had to save your wife or your baby. And it's like, I'm going to be sad if I make the sacrifice for the wife or I make the sacrifice for the child. That's not going to be anything good that comes out of this for me personally, because the road ends for somebody, and it's too damn early for these two good teams for their ride to be done. Especially with VCU, what they've done is nothing short of amazing. Yet again, you bring in, after what, this time last year, we announced about Ryan Odom going to UVA. Then they get, Phil Martelli Jr., great season. I want the slipper to be there at midnight for him. And I want it for you too. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like,
you're gonna have to pick.
I hate it. I did, but I don't.
X, you ain't gotta look at me like that, man.
Challenge.
Come on now.
I did it for a bracket challenge, but I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Oh man, you gonna make me choke? You gonna make me choke? Stop playing.
You don't have to say it out loud, Coach. Who you pick.
I'm not. I'm taking that with me.
Excuse me, it's gonna help the views. Gonna help the views. Come on now.
That's in my bracket. This in the bracket challenge. Shout out to our guy Danny Lewis, Virginia Preps. He the only one that knows who I picked. And that's
Danny, hit me in the DM.
Me and Danny. That's it. Because nobody else gonna know this. Because I didn't even print my bracket. That's how I'm so sick about it. Like, for real. Like, I don't know. Like,
well,
I didn't want to go to Greensville. When I seen that, I was like, nah, I ain't going.
I picked that game too, though. I picked that game too. Yeah, I picked that game too.
Oh, that's cool.
But I picked that game. Well, it's VCU, of course, and then it's. I didn't know you was at Tar Heel too, but it's North Carolina versus VCU. But I think y'all gonna pull it out, man. I think.
Y'all,
I think Carolina got a chance, but Carolina struggles against the 3-point shot. So I think, and I think when that's the thing about the tournament. That's when you get a team like VCU that's had success and the way they've had success. They have a spirit where they're like, "Hey man, we got nothing to lose. They the Tar Heels. We gonna go in here. They missing. They hurt people. They dealing with some injuries. Because even my second game is dealing with that also. It's a team that, which is definitely Texas Tech versus Akron, and Akron is the first MAC team to three-peat. They need to get a tournament win. They have never had one. Um, Let me see. It's a lot of positive with Akron. You know, seventh in scoring, 10th in field goal percentage. But Texas Tech still can win because they shoot a lot of threes. And Akron, just like the Tar Heels, don't play defense well against the 3-point line. Texas Tech can easily go in there, have some great coach and knock down some threes. It could be a problem. But they got injuries too. Christian and was it Christian Anderson?
Uh-huh.
If Texas Tech would have him, they probably would be better also. You know what I mean? So it's an opportunity for those teams that had success in their division, but actually make some noise in the tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, fellas. Y'all really making me feel bad over here, man. But I know it was hard for you to make that decision.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
know. I'm just
let's go
like,
VCU.
I don't know. I'm just like, but you know, but I do got two good games for people to watch. Obviously,
Okay.
I started off. I guess I started off with Thursday night game. You got St. Louis versus UGA. Like I said, I'm the biggest flag bearer of the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Hmm.
That should be a three-team bid league annually, but we'll talk about that at another time. But the eight, so obviously St. Louis UGA. That's gonna be a 9:45 tip on Thursday. You got the A10 Player of the Year and Robbie Vila, aka Cream Abdul-Jabbar. Um, uh, I like that matchup, favorable matchup with Georgia. I really want to see, obviously St. Louis, the regular season A10 champion, 28 wins on the season. Then you got a Georgia team that was seventh in the SEC that finished 22-10. So I really want to kind of see how both of those worlds exist. And this is a huge game for the Atlantic 10 as well. Like we said, we talked about obviously VCU going against obviously the blue blooded Carolina. Obviously, what the fourth best team in Atlantic Coast Conference. So that'd be another maybe a notch on the belt if both of these two teams advance. It'll be a kind of a great story to tell. And also for Georgia, you got Jeremiah Wilkinson's averaging a little over 17 points per game, but Robbie Vila, I think I know a lot of people talk about him a lot when he's at Indiana State. But now, he's doing his thing in the Atlantic 10. So that's to be a great matchup. And the beauty thing about that situation is, hey, whoever advances, let's see, they will have a date with potentially Michigan. So
Mm.
so hey, whoever advances, hey, you got Michigan on. You have Michigan on Sunday. No, on Saturday. But anyway, next one is going to be Villanova versus Utah State. Obviously, Villanova, I want to see how they come back, especially after losing to Georgetown in the Big East tournament on, what was that? I got my days mixed up now. Thursday night.
Hmm.
So obviously, this is their first matchup between Utah State and Villanova since 1960. So, really interesting game. Obviously, Utah State, you think about MJ Collins, what he's doing, averaging 17.6 points per game. And then now you bring in Villanova, Kevin Willard is doing his job. I know a lot of people, was a little upset about him taking that job. But now he's kind of rallied the troops at Villanova. I think it's their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2022. So he got them back on the on the up and up for them. So and then they have a very balanced scoring attack. Obviously, Tyler Perkins leads them with a little over 13. But they also got five guys averaging double figure average for the year. So those would be some two good games. And then that's another one out there in the West. Villanova take that cross country trip to beat a Utah State team. And guess what's next for you guys, buddy? You got the Arizona Wildcats. Bryce James and them.
Yep.
But yeah, so those are my two matchups. All right, fellas. Which so we got four number one seeds. Obviously, we got Duke, DOOK. We got Florida, Arizona, and Michigan. Out of those four, which number one seed is unlikely to make the Final Four? I'm going around the horn with you. What you got, X?
What were the two teams outside of Duke and Michigan again?
Florida.
Okay.
So it's Duke, DOOK, Florida, Arizona, and Michigan.
If I had to choose, I'm not saying this team because I'm a Carolina fan, but I know the gauntlet that Duke has to go through in order to get to the Final Four. It's not easy, and they pretty much have to bring their A game every night. So I'm gonna go with Duke just because of the tough road they got to get to the Final Four.
You right. They definitely got a gun. You right about that. Yeah. What what you got, Mel?
I'm gonna say Florida. I just think they won last year. They lost to Vanderbilt in the semifinals in the SEC tourney. But I just it's hard to do that double, the back to back. So I'm gonna say Florida. Plus, I like Houston.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Kelvin Sampson for sure. I kind of agree with you, X. I kind of want to take that out of the equation as far as Duke, because I definitely think losing a guy like a Caleb Foster is going to be huge for them, and I think a lot of people aren't saying it. I wouldn't necessarily say they skated by in ACC tournament, but that's kind of one of the things where it's like it's a good thing and a bad thing. But when you have a in March, all hands on deck. If you especially without having Foster there, it's gonna he's I wouldn't necessarily say as far as he would have to have a game that helps propel them to the next round. It's not going to just be on the boozers. A lot of people are like, oh well, they got Cam Boozer, but Cam Boozer, can he perform for 6 straight games?
Right.
That's the question. And that's one where I'm kind of like, I look at it, but I'm going to kind of lean my towards, I know it's going to sound really crazy, but I think the tournament is just craziness. But I think the one that might be susceptible is probably Arizona. Even though Arizona has played great basketball all year long, they won the Big 12. They had a few hiccups. But a part of me is like, I look at that bracket. I look at obviously like an Arkansas. I look at like even a Purdue. So I'm looking at like, they're going to have some challenges. And like you say, even like Duke, they got a challenge. You think to yourself, you got, St. John's team that just put UConn on the woodshed, which I looked at UConn as probably one of the best teams in the country. Once upon a time, I thought. But it's really, really interesting. So I wouldn't say you could be Nostradamus, but if you look at this bracket, what are some matchups that you're looking at, potential matchups that you would like to see, like as far as going into the next round and what have you? So I'm gonna go with you first, X. What you got?
it will be Duke. Well, I said earlier, um, Carolina, VCU. I want to see that, but I also want to see the Duke and the Kansas matchup because I want to see how how Darren Peterson will fare in that game.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, that those are, I feel like that's one of the teams that when I was talking about Duke having to run the gauntlet in their region to get to the Final Four, I think they're gonna have to at some point meet up with Kansas. I think it'd be like a Sweet 16 matchup, or would it be the round of 32?
Yes, it'd be Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Okay.
It'd be Sweet 16
Okay. Yeah. Let's say the
because they would
Car-
at the round of 32 they play Ohio State TCU.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, it would be the UNC VCU matchup and the Duke and Kansas matchup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You ready?
All right, what you got, Mel?
I got the battle of 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
I got Arizona versus Purdue. Basically, matchup wise, I think Arizona's better, but they both are great guard play, and the length of Purdue matches Arizona, but I think Arizona is just better. But definitely the Florida versus Houston. It would be in Houston, and that was I don't know. I just it's a replay of the national championship from last year. So those are games I want to see. I've always liked Houston the last 3 years anyway.
Yeah. Um. So I look at and it's funny that you so I St. John's versus Kansas. I think that's the round of 32, which I think
Mm.
that would be whoever wins that will play Duke in the Sweet 16. So I look at that matchup. What like I talked about St. John's, and like I said with Patterson, what he's going to do. So then I kind of Arkansas versus Arizona, and I think that's where it's going to be the hiccup for Arizona
Mm.
potentially.
That's gonna be a good one.
A Coach Cal team in March is kind of like really
That's my
scary.
third.
That's like you run to that bus and that runs to a buzzsaw potentially.
Mm.
I want to see this Michigan State versus UConn potentially. That would be a Sweet 16 matchup if both teams advance.
Mm.
Obviously, the coaching matchup. Dan Hurley versus Tom Izzo. Um,
Mm.
Guys that have done great jobs in March. Um, I gotta. I want to see this UVA versus Tennessee matchup. This will be a round of 32 for a trip to the Sweet 16. So that'd be a matchup that we could potentially see this weekend. So really kind of just want to see what Tennessee can. Obviously Tennessee coming from the SEC, and then obviously you got UVA coming out of the ACC, which I definitely think I have an Elite Eight run for them.
Mm.
Call me crazy, but I think they might go toe to toe with Michigan. So we gonna see. But yeah, I look at that, and then I think also too. I did talk about Duke versus St. John's. Also, yeah. So those are the matchups that I have as far as the future ones. All right. So what we're gonna do first is we'll do our women's final four picks first. Let me get that queued up for 1 sec. All right, so I'm gonna go with you, X. Who is your women's final four?
UConn, Cal.
You at Cal as in California?
No, I'm in South Carolina. I'm tripping.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, I'm tripping. UConn, South Carolina. Texas, and I want to put a sleeper in there.
You can put Richmond in there. No, I'm stop.
No, LSU.
Oh damn! Damn.
And who is your champ?
The championship game or the outright champion?
The outright champion. Who's your outright champion?
Oh, I think I'm gonna go with UConn going back to back.
All right. What you got, Mal?
I got UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, and Michigan, and I got South Carolina winning.
And then you said South Carolina's your champ.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for mines, I have South Carolina, UConn, UCLA, and Texas. And I got UConn as my winner.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the men, I'm going to go with you first, Mal. Who is your Final Four and your champion?
I got St. John, Arizona, Houston, and Iowa State. Excuse me, fellas. I got Houston winning.
All right.
Shout out Percy Miller.
Yeah, he balling. He balling. For sure. And what you got, X? Final Four and champ.
Okay, Final Four, I got UConn, Houston, Arizona, Michigan. Champion, Michigan.
Really? It is Michigan. Yeah, I guess I did my woman. Yes, I see you. Okay. So for mine, it's going to be Duke, Houston, Purdue, and Michigan. And I got Michigan as well winning the national championship. Shout out to Coach
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You gotta be cheating.
Because I definitely think they're gonna play Purdue again in that national semifinal. And I think they're gonna beat them this time. I think that Sunday, even though I watched it kind of halfway sleep when I opened, it's just one day night that night. But I do not expect Michigan to be like this all. That was a one.
They played too good consistently throughout the season, so
yeah,
I feel like NCAA tournament time.
They're
gonna be on it.
Yeah, shots I got Godot. Oh boy, be great, my boy. Be great, nephew. Be great, nephew.
He found him. I see he went to Michigan and found a jump shot.
Yeah, he went from getting NIL deals from hotels in Chapel Hill. Now he big man on campus in Michigan. I'm proud of you, nephew.
Yes, sir. Do your thing.
Be great, nephew. All right, so we'll put a bow on tonight's show. We'll go around the horn, fellas. Who gets this week's game ball for you? We'll go with you first. Mal, what you got? Who's your game ball this week?
Oh, game ball goes to Crimson Wave boys basketball team, ever known as Petersburg High School, who won the 2026 VHSL Class 3 state championship. It is their first state title in 52 years. That last one was in 1974. I definitely want to give a crazy shout out and congrats to Ty White, who previously won 7 state titles with the legend iconic John Marshall. Petersburg record was 22-4, and they had before going into the tournament, they was on an 18-game winning streak. And I also want to give a congratulations to my classmate from Atoka High School, ever known as Michael Blackwell. Congratulations, Petersburg.
Shout out to the Crescent Wave. Oh, they
Right.
oh
They ball too.
it's funny. Class 2 had a problem with Coach White. Now Class 3 about to be big mad. Because man, they here to stay. Shout out
Right.
to Trill Allman and them and the McDonald's All American.
And shout out to the after party at Tilted Kill. Yeah, my bad. We still
What?
on there.
Yeah, that's the party. Oh my God. This has 2 kids now. They ain't had nothing to Etrick Deli.
No, they don't really. That's different. That's Matoka.
Okay. All right, man.
Yeah, Matoka. But anyway, yeah, shout out, man. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, shout out to Coach White, man. Yo, oh, they about to be big mad in Class 3.
Yeah. Always, my dad was like, "Man, you seen Petersburg? Blah blah blah. It's the coach for John Marshall." I was like, "You talk about Michael Blackwell?" He was like, "No." Yeah, but he there though.
Oh yeah, Coach White there. Oh yeah, he
Michael Blackwell's what I mean.
yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I knew it because it's what you got?
I got you.
My game ball. I have to give it to Caden Boozer, and he had a great semifinals and championship game, especially in the championship game where UVA defense was stifling Cam. Caden stepped right up and delivered when needed. Big basket after big basket. I gotta give him the game ball, especially the way he played the last 2 games of the tournament.
Thanks. Yeah, man, I gotta give my shout out to Coach Rick Pitino and the St. John Red Storm, man. Great performance, a 72-52 win over UConn on Saturday night at the Garden. Second, this is a back-to-back championship for St. John. So I tell you, man, Coach Rick Pitino, he got it. I mean, I don't care, love him or hate him. This is what he shined in the month of March.
He's a good coach.
He's a great coach,
yeah.
And like you said, he pretty much pulled St. John's from the bottom of the bottom and brought them back up, and they're about to put another banner in the rafters on the 10th floor at Mass Square Garden, and but yeah, so yeah, that, and then he left the game. This man had a puffer coat on. I was like, yo, that's legendary stuff right there.
Man.
Hey, man. I tell you can't do nothing if he. I'm telling you, man, Repetino, man. Y'all try to keep that man down. But he hood up. But we knew it. But we know what Repetino's all about. This is a man that coined the phrase, Larry Bird's not walking through that door no more. Robert Parrish isn't walking through that door no more. He said the same thing here. Eric Barkley isn't walking through that door. Felipe Lopez ain't walking through that door. But he got y'all a championship though. So shout out to Rick Pitino. Because Rick know how to party.
Yeah, I heard.
So we'll put a bow on tonight's show with our final thoughts before we head on out. Fellas, final thoughts. It don't matter who I want to go first. It's all good.
Great show, man. Happy to be back. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going. We'll see what's about to happen next week with this tournament.
Yeah. Definitely should be some fun 4 days for sure. Well, that was it tonight, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So those 6 days. Okay, yeah.
And I hope y'all feel better, based upon this game that's supposed to happen. Maybe I don't like it. No, I'm not feeling this. No.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not. I'm serious. Like I
don't like it.
I
don't like it.
I think after the game, I might go to bed. Like for real. Like I'm serious. Like I'm serious. Like I might go to the bed.
Yeah.
Serious, man. Like, yo. I don't think you. I'm telling you. Because like I tell you, it's almost like I I know people. If you're not
That's funny.
like try to explain this to my girl is probably like, yo, you're crazy. But when you cover a team and you like you saying, we know the ins and outs of it,
Mhm.
and it's just like I remember going to going to the local media day in October and just the optimism of the season and all this, and then the fact that it can end like Thursday. You think about all the times that you went up to the tunnel, you covered the game, you talked to the coach, you talked to the players, and obviously, and then everything that comes to it, the fans, the other people in the media, like and then it's over like that. I'm serious, man. Like, oh yeah, I know you think it's funny, but I'm dead serious. Like, it's just a heartbreaking feeling.
Mhm.
He said, "Man, I think afterwards I'm just gonna go to bed."
I am.
It might be one of them nights. It
Right.
might be one of them nights. Like when your allegiance is to a
Yeah.
team that you cover on a daily basis against a team that you grew up
Loving.
loving. And yeah, it's
Right. It's like,
either way, you're not gonna feel good with the outcome.
yeah. And even with the fiasco on the football side, I still love this team. You think about it.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about that screw up. Because it took me a long time to forgive that.
Mhm.
So the fact that
That's
I'm
crazy.
my for me to even heal from that emotionally and still love this team, that's deep. I'm telling you, it's this literally. If you had to choose between your wife or your child, who you gonna save? This
The
basically what it is.
one I could claim on my taxes.
Wow.
Like I said, I know we can make another one of these, but you can't make another one of these. And if we can't make another one, it won't be until October, and that's the change.
Mm.
What I'm saying, like so I'm
Wow.
serious, man. This is unfair.
Mm.
Serious, man.
I don't like it.
I hate,
That's hilarious.
hate it. All right, what you got, Ace?
Um, Twitter Twitter handle is X_J_SR. IG is Game On Media_X. TikTok is Game On Media_X.
You chilling this weekend or you?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm watching these tournament games.
Yeah, I feel you.
As a fan. As a fan.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. I feel you, man. Yeah, so Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on the Couch Coach Live, the website couchcoachlive.com. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna be off my feet this weekend. I might cover a game Saturday. I don't know yet, but leaning towards just like they say, get off your feet and rest for a little bit.
We ran hard the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks, gosh.
I was like, man, let me just take a break.
I know, and I'm having all these grandiose plans for 2027. I'm like, man, I gotta get my energy up
Yes.
because how you go from Henrico to Brooklyn to Manhattan? Nah, you're gonna have to get your energy up.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, yeah, because last year was draining too. I had thought about it too. I was like, I guess you forget how tired you are because like I was drained because actually last year was even worse. 'Cause last year I did the whole women's tournament from Wednesday to Sunday. Then the men's I went up Wednesday, Thursday, took Friday off, then went Saturday and Sunday because I commuted every day. And you talk about tired?
Yeah.
Tired won't even a word. I'm like,
It's fun in the moment, but
yes,
once the game is over and everything that you need to do is done,
I know.
you take that sigh of relief,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like it all come crashing down.
I know. I'll be like,
Right.
damn, and it's funny because I almost feel like you're playing the sport because I'll be like, dang, like, coach, give me a tropical, give me one of those smoothies from Tropical Smoothie. Give me that peanut butter pack or whatever y'all be eating. Or that liquid IV. Because man, last year I was struggling. So I was like, yeah, give me that liquid IV. I know y'all be eating them crustables, but so I like, yeah.
You don't realize how many like how much is it like 4 games to cover in one day? It is a
A
lot.
lot. Yes. That was because that Friday was like a 13-hour day. It was I got there at 9:30. I
Yeah,
didn't get home to maybe like almost 11.
I got there like a little bit after 10. Yeah, it was
Then
about 11, 12 hour day.
yeah, and I ended up going and then had to go back in the morning the next morning. But hey,
Yeah.
it's a grind. So that's I tell people like, yo, it's not for the weak.
Mm-mm.
Like
You
people think it's glamorous. I'm like, man,
Uh,
this
yeah.
mess.
And
Yes,
then you and
ours.
then you crunching to get the information out
Right.
that happened the day of, to have it out there before
Yep.
right.
the next day.
Yep.
So it's just a lot that go into it.
And the good thing about it is you learn from it because, like, I don't know why on earth the first year. This is what I did the first year because they had the press conference. They had the losing team and the winning team. My crazy tail went to every single press conference that first year,
Mm,
and I was like, "Don't ever do that again in your life," because by the time you upload all that, the other game is in progress. So you bought third quarter in the game, and you just
Mm,
posted all your stuff from the losing team and the winning team. You didn't even watch the game, so how the hell you ask a question about something that you ain't even see?
right.
So I like, yeah, let's scale it back. So I was like, yeah, because I'm just like, I would have been like, I only just seen 11 minutes of this game because I was so busy fixated on the other game, and then you got to eat, So I mean, right? I'm just saying.
I mean, it's the price of living your dream,
Yes,
yeah.
it's a grind.
for real.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
man,
it's fun, but
it's fun,
like
but
it's just once you're done with doing everything,
yeah,
it's just
it's a grind. But I'm thankful for it. It's not like a
oh yeah,
bad.
yeah, 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 for
Yeah, like I
sure,
said,
for
for sure, I
sure,
love it. I
for
love
sure.
the grind of it, but
Hmm.
it's just you just endure some tough days. Just
Yeah.
some. And it's more so of just the pushing the content out more so than everything because you gotta do that and you gotta watch this game, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. So it's almost like you're doing so many things all at once and you're trying to, in a sense, kind of play catch up.
Mhm.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's still one of my favorite events though. I mean, it by far even 13-hour days is still worth it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait
And
till
plus,
next year.
yeah, and plus, hey, unlimited LaCroix and Rice Krispie treats. And some crustables. And
Oh,
crustables. Oh my god. No crustables
God.
be on point. So I'll be like, yeah, let me get a few of these. But yeah, man. But yeah, man. So this wraps up this week's Couch Coach Live, and we will catch you guys next week. And we're out.
Welcome.
Peace.